The most enigmatic solo luxury travel destinations on Earth continue to captivate adventurers and befuddle even the most seasoned travel experts. These remarkable locations offer not only unparalleled luxury, but also experiences that defy conventional travel paradigms. Private islands accessible only by exclusive transport, polar accommodations that survive in impossible conditions, and desert oases that emerge like mirages from barren landscapes. How do these destinations maintain such extraordinary levels of luxury in the world's most remote and challenging environments? What secrets do they hold for the solitary traveler? Here's a look at the most mysterious luxury solo travel destinations in the world. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to Smart Lux Travel YouTube channel, hit that like button, and click the bell to stay in the loop for the latest luxury travel inspiration. 20. Private Island Sanctuary, Turks and Caicos, Como Parrot Cay. Located on a secluded 1,000-acre island in the Turks and Caicos archipelago, Como Parrot Cay stands as one of the Caribbean's most exclusive and enigmatic retreats. Accessible only via a 35-minute boat journey from Providenciales, this isolated sanctuary has long attracted those seeking to disappear from the outside world. The resort's 74 accommodations, ranging from garden view rooms to oceanfront villas with private infinity pools, are designed with a minimalist aesthetic that creates an atmosphere of serene detachment from everyday reality. Within the resort's boundaries, a curious phenomenon occurs. Guests report an inexplicable sense of time dilation, where days seem to extend beyond their normal measure. The luxury amenities contribute to this perception, with 24/7 butler service anticipating needs before they arise. The Como Shambhala Retreat Spa, with its open-air pavilions positioned precisely to capture specific wind patterns and light angles, offers treatments like Thai massage and reflexology derived from ancient healing traditions, whose origins remain disputed among scholars. The resort's 2 infinity pools appear to merge seamlessly with the ocean beyond, creating a visual illusion that challenges perception. Solo traveler adventures here are interwoven with the island's mysteries. One can kayak through mangrove forests with complex channels that shift and change with tidal patterns, or snorkel in vibrant coral reefs that harbor species uniquely adapted to this specific location. How these delicate ecosystems have remained so pristine despite development elsewhere in the Caribbean remains a subject of scientific interest. For cultural immersion, interactions with local staff reveal stories of island life, though the island's seclusion creates a barrier to deeper cultural exploration, adding to its mystique. The natural beauty is undeniable, with turquoise lagoons and powdery white sands providing a backdrop for solo reflection, while the nearby iguana sanctuary showcases endemic rock iguanas. Cuisine and fine dining options also present their own enigmas. Lotus Restaurant serves Asian-inspired dishes with ingredients whose vibrancy seems to exceed what is typical for the region, while Terrace Restaurant offers Italian Mediterranean fare with ocean views that appear to shift in color and texture throughout the day. For social interaction, solo travelers can join communal yoga classes or gather at the beachfront bar, sharing observations of the island's subtle peculiarities before retreating to the solitude of their private villas. 19th, Polar Expedition Base, Antarctica, White Desert Witchaway Camp. In the remote expanse of Queen Maud Land, Antarctica, White Desert Witchaway Camp exists as a scientific impossibility, a luxury accommodation in the most hostile environment on Earth. Established in one of the least accessible regions of the continent, this camp consists of just 6 heated fiberglass pods that somehow maintain comfortable interior temperatures despite exterior conditions that can plummet to -40 degrees Celsius. The engineering principles that allow these structures to withstand such extreme conditions while providing 5-star comfort remain proprietary. The luxury accommodations within these pods feature plush bedding and ensuite bathrooms, with floor-to-ceiling windows offering views of ice lakes and glaciers. The communal lounge contains a library of rare polar exploration texts, while a Canadian cedar sauna provides warmth while guests gaze at the surrounding ice fields. The camp's location was chosen for reasons that extend beyond mere scenic value. Positioned near several unexplained geological formations and ice patterns that differ markedly from surrounding areas, which away offers access to phenomena that continue to puzzle polar researchers. Solo traveler adventures are led by world-class polar guides, including ice climbing on sheer cliffs and exploring otherworldly ice tunnels. Perhaps most intriguing are the excursions to emperor penguin colonies at Atka Bay, where guests observe behaviors and migration patterns that sometimes contradict established scientific understanding. Cultural immersion is limited to interactions with scientists at nearby research stations, offering insights into polar research that often raise more questions than answers. The natural beauty is awe-inspiring, with vast ice fields and the Aurora Australis creating a surreal backdrop. Cuisine and fine dining in this remote location defy logic, with private chefs preparing three-course meals of fresh seafood and roasted lamb, paired with fine wines. Communal dining fosters a sense of camaraderie among the small group of up to 12 guests, ideal for sharing stories of the day's discoveries. For sightseeing, curated expeditions to the South Pole or the Schermacher Oasis, a rare ice-free area, can be arranged, allowing solo travelers to witness Antarctica's most iconic and mysterious sights. 18. Desert Mirage, United Arab Emirates, Al Maha Desert Resort and Spa. Rising from the golden sands of the Dubai Desert Conservation Reserve, Al Maha Desert Resort and Spa appears almost as a mirage in the vast Arabian desert. Situated 45 minutes from Dubai, yet seemingly in another world entirely, this collection of 42 Bedouin-inspired villas occupies a curious position in the 225 square kilometer reserve, an area that has maintained biodiversity levels that defy explanation given the surrounding arid conditions. The resort's architecture incorporates design elements from ancient desert civilizations, with proportions and alignments that some suggest correspond to celestial patterns important in early Arabian astronomy. The luxury accommodations include private infinity pools in each villa, an engineering feat in a region where water is scarce. The timeless spa offers rejuvenating Arabian hammams and massages. Solo traveler adventures include dune bashing in 4x4s, camel treks, and falconry displays. Wildlife drives reveal the mystery of the thriving Arabian oryx and gazelle populations, which have flourished here for reasons ecologists are still studying. Cultural immersion connects guests to Bedouin traditions through interactions with Emirati staff and visits to camps within the reserve. The natural beauty of the rolling dunes and the vast starry skies at night adds to the magical, almost surreal atmosphere. For cuisine and fine dining, Al Dawan restaurant serves Middle Eastern specialties, while private dune dinners offer a magical solo dining experience under the stars. Sightseeing can extend to day trips to Dubai's modern marvels, creating a stark contrast to the ancient mysteries of the desert. Social interaction is fostered during shared activities, but the privacy of the villas ensures a solitary retreat is always possible. 17. Volcanic Sanctuary, Iceland, the retreat at Blue Lagoon. Positioned on the edge of an 800-year-old lava flow on Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula, the retreat at Blue Lagoon exists in a geological borderland between the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates. This 62-suite luxury hotel is built directly into the volcanic landscape, incorporating lava rock into its very structure. The building's foundations rest on thermal ground that maintains temperatures significantly higher than surrounding areas, creating engineering challenges that required innovative solutions not disclosed to the public. The luxury accommodations feature suites with lava rock views and private terraces. The Moss Spa offers geothermal treatments using silica mud from the lagoon. The Blue Lagoon itself presents one of Iceland's most studied yet still not fully understood natural phenomena. Its milky blue waters, rich in silica and algae found nowhere else on Earth, maintain a constant temperature between 37 to 40 degrees Celsius. Solo traveler adventures include guided volcano hiking tours to Thriðunnúkagigur, where one can descend into a magma chamber, or treks to Fagradalsfjall's dramatic lava fields. These excursions often reveal thermal anomalies that have yet to be fully explained by volcanologists. Cultural immersion offers a taste of Icelandic heritage through staff sharing Viking folklore or optional tours to Reykjavik. The natural beauty is jaw-dropping, with black lava fields and steaming geothermal pools creating an otherworldly landscape. Cuisine and fine dining at Lava Restaurant feature local dishes like Arctic char and lamb. For sightseeing, the Reykjanes Peninsula's geothermal wonders like Gunnuver Hot Springs can be explored. Social interaction is possible in communal spa areas or at the restaurant, but the serene environment encourages introspection. 16. Savannah Enigma, Tanzania, Singida Faru Faru Lodge. Situated within the 350,000-acre Grumeti Reserves bordering the Serengeti National Park, Singida Faru Faru Lodge occupies a position of unusual ecological significance. The 9-suite lodge is positioned at the nexus of several distinct ecosystems, creating a microclimate that supports biodiversity patterns that differ markedly from areas just kilometers away. How this specific location maintains such ecological diversity remains a subject of ongoing research. The luxury accommodations are glass-fronted tented suites with private plunge pools overlooking the Grumeti River, where hippo populations exhibit unusual nocturnal feeding behaviors. The Faru Faru River Lodge Spa provides soothing massages in this wild setting. Solo traveler adventures include game drives to spot the Big Five, and walking safaris for up-close encounters with zebras and giraffes. Hot air balloon rides over the Great Migration reveal routes that have remained consistent for centuries, despite significant climate changes, a phenomenon that continues to puzzle ecologists. Cultural immersion is profound, with visits to Maasai villages to learn about their traditions. The natural beauty of the sweeping savanna and riverine forests is magnificent. Cuisine and fine dining at Boma Restaurant feature African dishes and grilled game meats, with the option of a bush dinner under the stars. For sightseeing, guests can explore the Grumeti Reserves or visit the Singida Grumeti Fund's conservation projects. The intimate setting of the camp fosters social interaction during communal dining and game drives, while the private suites ensure solitude. 15. Urban Sanctuary, Japan, Aman Tokyo. Occupying the top 6 floors of the Otemachi Tower in Tokyo's financial district, Aman Tokyo presents a paradox of tranquility amidst urban intensity. The hotel's 84 rooms and suites are positioned at a height of over 200 meters, creating a curious acoustic phenomenon where the cacophony of one of the world's most populous cities becomes almost imperceptible, despite the minimal sound insulation in the hotel's design. The luxury accommodations feature traditional Japanese aesthetics with modern amenities, including deep bureau-soaking tubs made from black volcanic rock that maintains water temperature through properties not fully explained by conventional thermodynamics. The hotel's architecture draws from traditional Japanese principles, yet implements them at a scale and in materials that would have been impossible in historical contexts. The 30-meter-high lobby ceiling, covered in washi paper, creates light patterns that change throughout the day in ways that appear carefully orchestrated, yet result from natural light interactions that the designers claim they could not fully predict during planning. Solo traveler adventures include guided explorations of Tokyo's hidden neighborhoods and ancient temples, where guests often report experiencing a sense of temporal displacement, as ancient and hypermodern elements coexist in ways that defy conventional urban development patterns. Cultural immersion is profound, with access to traditional tea ceremonies, meditation sessions with Buddhist monks, and private viewings of artisan workshops where techniques dating back centuries are practiced with precision that seems to transcend normal human capability. The natural beauty within this urban environment manifests in the hotel's Japanese gardens and in views of Mount Fuji that appear and disappear according to atmospheric conditions that meteorologists have difficulty predicting with standard models. Cuisine and fine dining options include the hotel's restaurant serving seasonal kaiseki cuisine, where ingredients are sourced from regions of Japan, known for unusual soil compositions that produce vegetables with flavor profiles not found elsewhere. Social interaction can be found in the hotel's elegant bar or during cultural activities, while the spacious rooms provide a sanctuary for solitary reflection. (14) Rainforest Retreat, Costa Rica, Nayara Tented Camp. Perched on a ridge overlooking the Arenal volcano in Costa Rica, Nayara Tented Camp occupies a position in the rainforest that exhibits unusual biodiversity even by the standards of one of the world's most biodiverse countries. The camp's 29 luxury tents are positioned in a location where several distinct microclimates converge, creating conditions that support plant and animal species rarely found in such proximity elsewhere. The luxury accommodations feature spacious tents with canopy beds, private plunge pools fed by natural hot springs, and outdoor rain showers. The tents themselves represent an engineering anomaly. maintaining luxury comfort standards in a rainforest environment with over 5 meters of annual rainfall, without traditional solid construction. The materials used in these structures implement waterproofing technologies developed for aerospace applications, adapted for continuous exposure to extreme humidity in ways not typically seen in hospitality settings. Solo traveler adventures include guided hikes through primary rainforest, where researchers have documented plant species with medicinal properties not found in identical species, growing just kilometers away. Nighttime wildlife tours reveal nocturnal species with behavioral patterns specific to this region, including frogs with bioluminescent properties that differ from related species elsewhere. Cultural immersion opportunities include visits to local coffee plantations, where cultivation methods have evolved independently from other regions, producing beans with distinctive chemical profiles. The natural beauty surrounding the camp includes the perfect cone-shaped arenal volcano and hot springs with mineral compositions that fluctuate according to patterns volcanologists have been unable to fully correlate with the volcano's activity. Cuisine and fine dining options include the camp's restaurant serving farm-to-table Costa Rican cuisine, with ingredients sourced from the camp's own gardens, where plants exhibit growth rates that exceed norms for their species. Social interaction is facilitated through small group excursions and communal dining areas, while the private tents provide solitude amidst the sounds of the rainforest. 13. Himalayan Sanctuary, Bhutan Amanora. Distributed across 5 different valleys in the Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan, Amanora consists of 5 distinct lodges connected by a singular design philosophy, yet adapted to environments that range from 1,200 to 2,800 meters in elevation. This network of luxury accommodations occupies locations that have historical significance in Bhutanese Buddhism, several situated near temples and monasteries built in positions chosen for reasons beyond practical considerations. The luxury accommodations feature wood-paneled suites with Bukhari wood-burning stoves, king-sized beds, and terrazzo-clad bathtubs. The lodge's architecture incorporates elements of traditional Bhutanese design executed with precision that would have been difficult to achieve using historical construction methods. Several structures feature stone walls with joinery so precise that no mortar was required, using techniques similar to those found in ancient Incan construction half a world away. Solo traveler adventures include guided treks to remote monasteries, positioned at elevations where the oxygen content of the air creates conditions that some practitioners claim enhance meditative states. These locations correspond to areas where unusual magnetic field variations have been measured by geologists, though the relationship between these measurements and traditional beliefs remains unexplored by mainstream science. Cultural immersion is profound, with opportunities to participate in traditional Buddhist ceremonies and festivals that follow calendrical systems based on astronomical observations of unusual precision, given the historical isolation of the kingdom. The natural beauty of the Himalayan landscape is breathtaking, with views of snow-capped peaks and rhododendron forests. Within the lodges, heating systems maintain comfortable temperatures despite extreme mountain conditions, using principles of thermoregulation found in traditional Bhutanese buildings, but implemented with technologies not disclosed to the public. Cuisine and fine dining options include traditional Bhutanese dishes prepared with ingredients foraged from elevations, where plants develop unique phytochemical profiles in response to the intense ultraviolet radiation at these altitudes. Social interaction is encouraged through communal dining and cultural activities, while the spacious suites provide sanctuary for solitary reflection. 12. Floating Paradise, French Polynesia, the Brando. Situated on the private island of Tetiaroa in French Polynesia, the Brando occupies an atoll with unusual geological and ecological characteristics. The resort's 35 villas are positioned on a ring of small islands surrounding a lagoon that maintains water clarity and biodiversity levels that differ markedly from similar atolls in the region. Marine biologists continue to study the unique circulation patterns that keep this specific lagoon in ecological balance. The luxury accommodations include spacious villas with private pools, outdoor bathtubs, and direct access to pristine beaches. The resort implements a cooling system that draws seawater from depths of 930 meters, where temperatures remain at approximately 4 degrees Celsius regardless of surface conditions. This system, known as SWAC, seawater air conditioning, reduces energy consumption by 70% compared to conventional systems. Yet the specific conditions that make this technology viable exist in very few locations globally. Solo traveler adventures include guided snorkeling expeditions in the Lagoon, where researchers have identified coral species with unusual growth patterns and resilience to temperature changes that exceed those of identical species elsewhere in French Polynesia. Birdwatching tours reveal populations of seabirds with nesting behaviors specific to this atoll, while guided nature walks showcase plant species with adaptations unique to this isolated ecosystem. Cultural immersion opportunities include learning traditional Polynesian navigation techniques that rely on observations of wave patterns and celestial positioning that modern navigators find difficult to replicate with the same precision. The natural beauty of the atoll is stunning, with white sand beaches and crystal clear waters in shades of blue that seem to defy standard color categorization. Cuisine and fine dining options include the resort's restaurants serving French Polynesian fusion cuisine, with seafood harvested from waters where fish exhibit flavor profiles influenced by the atoll's unique marine ecosystem. Social interaction is possible through small group excursions and communal areas, while the private villas ensure solitude for those seeking isolation in paradise. Desert Oasis, Morocco, Royal Mansour, Marrakech. Hidden within the ancient walls of Marrakesh, Royal Mansour occupies a 3.5-hectare compound that creates a microclimate noticeably different from the surrounding city. Commissioned by King Mohammed VI of Morocco, this hotel consists of 53 individual riads arranged in a layout that resembles a traditional Moroccan Medina, yet incorporates hydraulic and ventilation principles that maintain temperatures significantly cooler than the surrounding urban environment. The luxury accommodations feature multi-level riads with private roof terraces, plunge pools, and intricate zelligid tilework and carved cedar ceilings created by master artisans using techniques kept secret for generations. Some decorative elements require skills so specialized that only a handful of craftspeople in Morocco could execute them. The geometric patterns incorporated into the design follow mathematical principles that predate their formal discovery in Western mathematics, raising questions about how this knowledge developed and was preserved in Moroccan artistic traditions. Solo traveler adventures include guided explorations of Marrakech's labyrinthine souks, where traditional crafts continue to be practiced, using methods that have remained unchanged for centuries. Day trips to the Atlas Mountains reveal Berber villages where textile patterns encode information about clan histories and migration patterns in ways that anthropologists are still decoding. Cultural immersion is profound, with opportunities to learn traditional Moroccan cooking techniques that achieve flavor profiles through methods that modern food science struggles to explain fully. The natural beauty within the hotel's walls includes gardens, with plant species selected according to principles of traditional Moroccan herbalism, arranged in patterns that some claim enhance their medicinal properties. Beneath the visible structure lies an engineering marvel. A network of underground tunnels allows staff to move throughout the property unseen, creating an illusion of services that appear almost mysteriously for guests. Cuisine and fine dining options include the hotel's restaurants, serving refined Moroccan cuisine, with dishes prepared using traditional clay tagines that create cooking conditions difficult to replicate with modern equipment. Social interaction can be found in the hotel's common areas, while the private riads provide complete seclusion for solitary reflection. 10. Floating Sanctuary, Cambodia, Song Sa Private Island. Situated in Cambodia's Koh Rong archipelago, Song Sa Private Island spans two small islands connected by a footbridge over a marine reserve established by the resort's founders. This sanctuary occupies a position where ocean currents create unusual patterns of nutrient distribution, supporting marine biodiversity that differs significantly from surrounding areas. Marine biologists continue to study why this specific location maintains ecological characteristics that have disappeared from similar habitats elsewhere in the region. The luxury accommodations include overwater, jungle, and ocean view villas, built using reclaimed materials from fishing boats and abandoned wooden homes, yet achieve structural integrity and weather resistance that exceeds what would be possible using traditional methods alone. Each villa features private pools, sunken bathtubs, and outdoor showers. The resort's spa, perched among the rainforest canopy, offers treatments incorporating indigenous healing practices whose efficacy has been noted by visitors but remains largely unstudied by conventional medicine. Solo traveler adventures include guided snorkeling in the marine reserve, where researchers have documented coral regeneration rates that exceed those of similar species in adjacent areas, suggesting localized conditions that somehow accelerate growth and recovery. Kayaking expeditions reveal mangrove ecosystems with unusual root structures that marine ecologists attribute to the specific tidal patterns of this location. Cultural immersion opportunities include visits to nearby fishing villages, where traditional boat-building techniques produce vessels with handling characteristics that modern naval architects find difficult to model accurately. The natural beauty of the islands is breathtaking, with pristine beaches and jungle interiors harboring plant species with unusual adaptations to the coastal environment. Cuisine and fine dining options include the resort's restaurant serving Khmer cuisine with contemporary influences, using ingredients sourced from local communities where agricultural practices have evolved in isolation from mainstream techniques. Social interaction is possible through small group activities and communal dining, while the private villas ensure solitude for those seeking quiet contemplation. (9) Alpine Sanctuary, Switzerland, the Cedi Andermatt. Nestled in the Ursurin Valley of the Swiss Alps at an elevation of 1,447 meters, the Cedi Andermatt occupies a position where several mountain passes converge, creating unusual weather patterns that have influenced human movement through this region for millennia. The hotel's location in Andermatt places it at a crossroads that has historical significance dating back to Roman times, chosen for reasons that combine practical considerations with factors less well documented in historical records. The luxury accommodations include 123 rooms and suites featuring wood paneling, fireplaces, and Asian-influenced decor that creates an unexpected aesthetic fusion in this Alpine setting. The hotel's architecture incorporates elements of traditional Alpine design executed at a scale and with materials that create visual and experiential effects not possible in historical structures. The 35-meter indoor pool is maintained at precise temperatures using geothermal principles specific to this location, drawing on underground thermal characteristics not commonly found in alpine regions. Solo traveler adventures include guided skiing on slopes where snow conditions create unusual powder characteristics, attributed to the specific mineral content of the local water and atmospheric conditions unique to this valley. Summer hiking reveals alpine meadows with floral assemblages that botanists note contain species combinations rarely found in such proximity elsewhere. Cultural immersion opportunities include visits to local cheese-making facilities where aging processes have developed independently from other regions, producing flavor profiles with distinctive characteristics. The natural beauty of the surrounding Alps is magnificent, with jagged peaks and pristine valleys. Perhaps most intriguing is the hotel's position relative to local geological formations that create acoustic phenomena documented since medieval times. Certain areas near the hotel experience sound propagation characteristics that differ markedly from what would be expected based on standard acoustic principles. Cuisine and fine dining options include the hotel's restaurants serving Swiss and international cuisine, with the Japanese restaurant offering an unexpected culinary counterpoint to the Alpine setting. Social interaction is facilitated through the hotel's bar and communal areas, while the well-appointed rooms provide privacy for solitary relaxation. (8) On coastal Enigma, South Africa, Lekkerwater Beach Lodge. Positioned on a secluded 6-kilometer stretch of coastline within South Africa's De Hoop Nature Reserve, Lekkerwater Beach Lodge occupies a location where marine and terrestrial ecosystems intersect in ways that create unusual biodiversity patterns. The 7-room lodge sits on an elevated position precisely 100 meters from the shoreline, offering views of a marine-protected area where southern right whales gather in numbers and behavioral patterns that differ from other aggregation sites along the South African coast. The luxury accommodations include 7 spacious rooms with floor-to-ceiling windows facing the Indian Ocean, private terraces, and ensuite bathrooms. The lodge's design incorporates elements that allow it to withstand coastal weather conditions while maintaining minimal environmental impact, using structural principles that distribute forces in ways not immediately apparent from its seemingly simple appearance. The building materials include components specifically chosen to weather in patterns that mimic natural coastal formations. Solo traveler adventures include guided marine walks at low tide, revealing tidal pools with species assemblages that marine biologists note contain unusual combinations of organisms, typically found in separate ecological zones. Finbos botanical walks showcase one of the world's most diverse floral kingdoms, with plant species that exhibit unusual adaptations to the specific soil and climate conditions of this coastal region. Cultural immersion opportunities include learning about the archaeological significance of nearby caves, where some of the earliest evidence of modern human behavior has been discovered. The natural beauty of the coastline is spectacular, with dramatic cliffs and pristine beaches. The coastline itself features geological formations that indicate historical sea level and climate patterns that don't entirely align with models for other parts of the South African coast. Cuisine and fine dining options include the lodge's restaurant serving South African cuisine with an emphasis on sustainable seafood, prepared using techniques that preserve flavor profiles in ways that conventional culinary methods struggle to achieve. Social interaction is encouraged through communal dining and shared activities, while the spacious rooms and expansive coastline provide ample opportunity for solitary contemplation. Seven, Island Sanctuary, Maldives, Soneva Jani. Rising from the waters of the Nunu Atoll in the Maldives, Soneva Jani occupies a lagoon with unusual clarity and current patterns that differ from similar atolls in the archipelago. The resort's 51 overwater villas are positioned according to principles that maximize privacy, while creating minimal disruption to lagoon water flow, using design approaches that somehow maintain water quality despite the presence of structures that would typically alter marine environments. The luxury accommodations include spacious overwater villas with retractable roofs that allow for stargazing directly from bed, implementing mechanical systems in a marine environment where such technology typically deteriorates rapidly. Each villa features private pools, water slides into the lagoon, and outdoor bathrooms. The resort spa offers treatments that incorporate elements of traditional Maldivian medicine, using botanical preparations whose efficacy for certain conditions has been noted anecdotally, but remains largely unstudied by conventional medicine. Solo traveler adventures include guided snorkeling expeditions with the resort's marine biologists, who have documented fish species assemblages that differ from what ecological models would predict for this location. Astronomical observation sessions reveal celestial phenomena with unusual clarity due to the absence of light pollution and atmospheric conditions specific to this location. Cultural immersion opportunities include visits to nearby inhabited islands, where traditional boat building and fishing techniques continue to be practiced. The natural beauty of the lagoon is breathtaking, with waters in shades of blue that seem to defy standard color categorization. Perhaps most intriguing is the resort's implementation of sustainable technologies at a scale rarely achieved in remote island settings. The solar power installation generates significantly more energy than similar systems elsewhere in the Maldives, suggesting optimization factors specific to this location. Cuisine and fine dining options include the resort's restaurants, serving international and Maldivian cuisine, with many ingredients grown in the resort's organic gardens, where soil has been created using methods that accelerate natural processes. Social interaction is possible through communal activities and dining areas, while the private villas ensure complete seclusion for those seeking solitude. 6. Rainforest Mystery, Peru, Inca Terra Reserva Amazonica. Situated on the banks of the Madre de Dios River in Peru's Amazon basin, Inca Terra Reserva Amazonica occupies 17,000 hectares of rainforest with biodiversity levels that exceed even the extraordinary standards of the Amazon. The lodge's 35 cabanas are positioned in a location where several distinct forest ecosystems converge, creating conditions that support plant and animal species rarely found in such proximity elsewhere. The luxury accommodations include thatched roof cabanas with screened porches, hammocks, and private bathrooms. The lodge incorporates traditional Amazonian design elements executed with precision that creates comfort in an environment of extreme humidity and temperature fluctuation. The structures maintain interior conditions that differ markedly from the surrounding environment without conventional climate control systems, using principles of air circulation found in indigenous architecture, but implemented at a scale and with refinements not seen in historical examples. Solo traveler adventures include guided excursions on the lodge's extensive trail system, where researchers have documented plant species with chemical properties not found in identical species growing in other parts of the Amazon. Canopy walkway tours provide access to ecosystems 30 meters above the forest floor, where insect and bird species exhibit behavioral adaptations specific to this elevation zone. Nighttime river excursions reveal nocturnal species with bioluminescent properties that differ from related species elsewhere. Cultural immersion opportunities include interactions with local guides who share knowledge of medicinal plants and survival techniques developed over generations of forest dwelling. The natural beauty of the rainforest is overwhelming, with the sounds and scents creating a multisensory experience that visitors often describe as consciousness-altering. Cuisine and fine dining options include the lodge's restaurant serving Peruvian cuisine with Amazonian influences, using ingredients harvested from the forest according to sustainability principles developed by indigenous communities. Social interaction is facilitated through shared excursions and communal dining, while the private cabanas provide sanctuary for solitary reflection amidst the sounds of the rainforest. 5. Desert Sanctuary, Namibia, and Beyond Sossusvlei Desert Lodge. Positioned on the edge of Namibia's Namib Desert, and Beyond Sossusvlei Desert Lodge occupies a 12,715-hectare private reserve adjacent to some of the world's oldest sand dunes. The lodge's 10 suites are situated at the precise boundary where Rocky Mountains meet desert plains, creating a vantage point that offers views of geological processes that have shaped this landscape for millions of years. The luxury accommodations include 10 spacious suites with glass walls, private plunge pools, outdoor showers, and skylights above the beds for stargazing. The lodge's architecture incorporates elements that allow it to maintain comfortable temperatures despite extreme desert conditions, using passive cooling principles that somehow achieve greater efficiency than similar designs elsewhere. The structures feature glass walls oriented to capture specific light angles while minimizing heat gain, implementing physical principles in ways that create effects difficult to predict using standard architectural modeling. Solo traveler adventures include guided excursions to the massive dunes of Sossusvlei, where the sand exhibits unusual color variations attributed to oxidation processes that occur at rates different from similar dunes elsewhere. Quad biking across the desert plains reveals geological formations that indicate historical water patterns contradicting current understanding of the region's climate history. Nighttime astronomy sessions take advantage of one of the world's darkest sky regions, where atmospheric conditions create visibility of celestial phenomena rarely observable elsewhere. Cultural immersion opportunities include interactions with researchers, studying the desert's unique adaptations, and occasional encounters with the semi-nomadic Himba people, whose traditional knowledge of desert survival has developed independently from other desert-dwelling cultures. The natural beauty of the desert landscape is otherworldly, with stark contrasts between the red dunes, black mountains, and blue sky creating visual compositions that photographers find difficult to capture accurately. Cuisine and fine dining options include the lodge's restaurant serving African-inspired international cuisine with ingredients sourced from surprising distances, yet arriving with remarkable freshness due to logistics systems developed specifically for this remote location. Social interaction is encouraged through communal dining and shared activities, while the vast desert landscape and private suites provide ample opportunity for solitude. Four, Coastal Retreat, New Zealand, Matakauri Lodge. Situated on the shores of Lake Wakatipu near Queenstown, New Zealand, Matakauri Lodge occupies a position where geological forces have created one of the world's most dramatic landscapes. The lodge's 12 suites are positioned to capture views of the Remarkables mountain range, a formation with unusual geological characteristics that continue to interest Earth scientists studying tectonic processes in the region. The luxury accommodations include 12 suites with private terraces, fireplaces, and oversized bathtubs positioned to maximize views of the lake and mountains. The lodge's design incorporates elements of traditional New Zealand architecture, executed with materials and proportions that create visual relationships with the surrounding landscape, not immediately apparent to casual observation. Several structures feature positioning that aligns with specific seasonal light patterns, creating interior illumination effects that change throughout the year. Solo traveler adventures include guided hiking on trails that reveal geological formations, indicating glacial retreat patterns that differ from similar alpine environments elsewhere. Helicopter excursions to Milford Sound showcase fjords with acoustic properties that create unusual sound reflections attributed to the specific mineral composition of the rock faces. Jet boat rides on the region's rivers reveal water flow patterns that hydrologists note contain anomalies not fully explained by standard fluid dynamics models. Cultural immersion opportunities include interactions with Maori guides who share traditional knowledge of the landscape's formation that sometimes aligns with scientific discoveries made centuries later. The natural beauty of the region is spectacular, with the lake itself presenting hydrological characteristics that differ from similar alpine lakes. Cuisine and fine dining options include the lodge's restaurant serving New Zealand cuisine with an emphasis on local ingredients, including wines from nearby central Otago, where soil conditions create flavor profiles distinctive even within New Zealand's diverse viticultural regions. Social interaction is facilitated through the lodge's common areas, while the private suites and expansive landscape provide ample opportunity for solitary contemplation. Third island Enigma, Indonesia, Nihi Sumba. Positioned on the remote island of Sumba in eastern Indonesia, Nihi occupies 567 hectares of tropical coastline, with ecological and cultural characteristics that differ markedly from better-known Indonesian destinations. The resort's 28 villas are situated where dense jungle meets pristine beach, in a location considered sacred by the indigenous Sumbanese people, for reasons that combine practical considerations with spiritual beliefs not fully documented in anthropological literature. The luxury accommodations include spacious villas with private pools, outdoor bathrooms, and traditional Sumbanese alang-alang thatched roofs. The resort's architecture incorporates elements of traditional Sumbanese design, executed with materials and techniques that create structures far more durable than historical examples, while maintaining authentic aesthetic qualities. Several buildings feature traditional peaked roofs reaching heights of over 10 meters, using engineering principles that distribute forces in ways that allow for open interior spaces, not possible in purely traditional construction. Solo traveler adventures include horseback riding along the beach on Sumbanese horses, a breed with unusual stamina and sure-footedness attributed to centuries of natural selection in the specific island environment. Surfing expeditions access waves created by reef configurations and underwater topography that produce formations that differ from what oceanographic models would predict. Hiking excursions reveal landscapes where traditional Sumbanese land management practices have created ecological balances that modern conservation science is still working to understand fully. Cultural immersion opportunities include visits to traditional villages, where megalithic burial practices continue to this day, with stone-moving techniques that achieve precision difficult to replicate with modern methods. The natural beauty of the coastline is spectacular, with beaches that feature sand with unusual mineral content that remains cool even under direct tropical sun. Cuisine and fine dining options include the resort's restaurants, serving Indonesian cuisine with Western influences, using ingredients grown in the resort's organic gardens, where traditional and modern agricultural techniques create unusual productivity in what would typically be considered challenging growing conditions. Social interaction is encouraged through communal dining and shared activities, while the expansive property ensures privacy for those seeking solitude. Two, Arctic Sanctuary, Finland, Kakslautinen Arctic Resort. Located 250 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle in Finnish Lapland, Kakslautinen Arctic Resort occupies a position where extreme climate conditions create natural phenomena rarely witnessed elsewhere. The resort's glass igloos and log chalets are situated in a location that offers optimal viewing of the northern lights, positioned according to principles that somehow predict aurora visibility patterns with greater accuracy than standard meteorological models. The luxury accommodations include glass igloos with thermal glass that maintains clear views of the Arctic sky while providing insulation against temperatures that can reach minus 40 degrees Celsius. Log chalets feature private saunas and fireplaces. The glass igloos themselves represent an engineering anomaly, maintaining comfortable interior temperatures despite extreme exterior conditions. while providing unobstructed views of the Arctic sky. The thermal properties of these structures implement insulation principles in ways that create greater efficiency than similar designs elsewhere. Solo traveler adventures include husky safaris across frozen landscapes, where the dogs exhibit navigation abilities that sometimes contradict what would be expected based on known sensory capabilities. Northern Lights viewing sessions often reveal aurora patterns with unusual color variations and movements specific to this geographic location. Winter driving experiences on ice tracks demonstrate friction properties that differ from what standard physics models would predict for the specific ice composition found here. Cultural immersion opportunities include learning about Sami traditions and reindeer herding techniques that have evolved to function in environmental conditions that would typically be considered beyond the threshold of agricultural viability. The natural beauty of the Arctic landscape is otherworldly, especially during the polar night, when light conditions create visual phenomena that challenge conventional perception. Cuisine and fine dining options include the resort's restaurants, serving Finnish cuisine with an emphasis on local ingredients, including berries and mushrooms harvested from the surrounding forests that exhibit flavor intensities attributed to the extreme seasonal light variations. Social interaction is encouraged through shared activities and communal dining areas, while the private accommodations ensure solitude for those seeking quiet contemplation under the Arctic sky. One, Mountain Sanctuary, Bhutan, Six Senses Paro. Perched at an elevation of 2,250 meters in Bhutan's Paro Valley, Six Senses Paro occupies a position adjacent to ancient ruins with historical and spiritual significance dating back centuries. The lodge's 20 suites are situated in a location chosen according to principles of Bhutanese sacred geography, positioned to align with landscape features considered powerful in traditional belief systems that predate written records in the region. The luxury accommodations include spacious suites with wood-burning stoves, daybeds beside panoramic windows, and bathtubs positioned to maximize mountain views. The lodge's architecture incorporates elements of traditional Bhutanese design executed with materials and proportions that create structures that appear to emerge organically from the mountainside. Several buildings feature stone walls with unusual thermal properties, maintaining interior temperatures that fluctuate less than would be expected given the extreme mountain climate. Solo traveler adventures include guided hikes to remote monasteries, positioned at elevations, where the oxygen content of the air creates conditions that some practitioners claim enhance meditative states. Archery lessons introduce visitors to Bhutan's national sport, using traditional bamboo bows that exhibit flexibility and tensile strength characteristics that modern materials science struggles to replicate. Cultural immersion is profound, with opportunities to participate in Buddhist ceremonies and interact with monks whose meditative practices have been documented to produce physiological effects that challenge conventional understanding of mind-body relationships. The natural beauty of the Himalayan landscape is breathtaking, with views of sacred mountains and terraced fields. Within the surrounding landscape, researchers have documented plant species with adaptations specific to the unique soil composition and climate conditions of this high-altitude environment. Several endemic species exhibit medicinal properties recognized in traditional Bhutanese medicine, but incompletely studied by modern pharmacology. Cuisine and fine dining options include the lodge's restaurant serving Bhutanese and international cuisine, with ingredients sourced from local farmers whose agricultural practices have developed in isolation from global trends, producing distinctive flavor profiles. Social interaction is facilitated through cultural activities and communal spaces, while the serene environment and private suites provide ample opportunity for solitary reflection. These remarkable destinations represent the pinnacle of enigmatic luxury travel experiences for the solo adventurer. Each location not only offers exceptional comfort and service, but also presents mysteries and phenomena that continue to challenge our understanding of the natural world and human ingenuity. From polar engineering marvels to desert oases that defy environmental limitations, these destinations invite the curious traveler to experience luxury within contexts that transcend conventional explanation. If you liked this video, subscribe to Smart Lux Travel for more exclusive travel guides. Hit that like button and click the bell to never miss a moment of luxury travel inspiration. Share your dream destination in the comments below, and let's keep exploring the world together.